the Indus script has remained one of the greatest mysteries of ancient history. Recently, some have proposed that the Indus script might be an early form of Sanskrit. But the evidence tells a more complex and fascinating story. To begin with, the Indus script and Sanskrit are fundamentally different in their structure. The Indus script is logographic and possibly syllabic, meaning its symbols represent entire concepts, words, or sound clusters. In contrast, Sanskrit is phonetic and alphabetic, where each symbol corresponds to a specific sound. Sanskrit relies on structured grammar and precise rules, but the Indus script symbols are multifunctional, used for purposes beyond spoken language. The purpose of the two systems also sets them apart. The Indus script, on the other hand, predates Sanskrit by centuries and reflects a civilization with advanced urban systems. It appears on seals, pottery, and tablets, likely serving practical purposes like recording trade transactions, marking ownership, or managing taxation and surplus. One of the most significant differences is how the Indus script encodes information. Symbols from the Indus Valley often represent weights, measures, trade goods, celestial alignments, and even vibrational elements. For instance, an animal symbol on an Indus seal might signify a trade clan, a commodity, or a spiritual offering. Sanskrit lacks these practical elements, as it is rooted in ritualistic and oral traditions rather than administrative or economic documentation. The cultural context of the two systems are also vastly different. The Indus script reflects a multilingual and multicultural society, potentially influenced by Dravidian and Proto-Munda languages. Sanskrit, by contrast, is tied to the Vedic Aryans and Hindu philosophy, emerging much later and in a very different cultural setting. Sanskrit texts emphasize rituals and oral transmission, while the Indus script points to an urban civilization dependent on trade, governance, and celestial cycles. Through the Indus Codex framework, we've uncovered groundbreaking insights that further distinguish the two systems. For example, the Indus script encodes standardized trade systems, taxation records, and celestial calendars, features that highlight its role in managing a structured economy. Perhaps most intriguingly, the Indus script may include vibrational elements, where certain symbols represent sound frequencies or chants used in trade agreements or rituals. Sanskrit, while poetic and rhythmic, does not integrate these kinds of practical sound applications. The Indus civilization likely used both written and spoken forms of their language, blending symbols and sound for commerce, governance, and spirituality. One major example of these differences is the concept of a trade balance. In the Indus script, a symbol like could signify trade balance, representing a system of weights and measures. In Sanskrit, an equivalent symbol would instead represent a sound, such as the word Triyodasha, which means 13. The Indus symbol encodes practical meaning, while the Sanskrit equivalent is purely phonetic. To conclude, the Indus script is far more than just an early form of Sanskrit. It's an independent system that reflects a unique and advanced civilization, one that managed trade, tracked celestial cycles, and wove spirituality into its economic systems. This discovery not only deepens our understanding of the Indus Valley civilization, but also reshapes how we view the origins of language, trade, and cultural exchange. The Indus script isn't just a precursor to Sanskrit, it's a gateway to understanding the roots of human civilization itself. The extensive urban planning and sophisticated sanitation systems of the Indus Valley civilization challenge conventional views on early human settlements. As we uncover more about their trade networks and cultural interactions, we begin to see a civilization that was not isolated, but connected to the broader world,